Huonville lies 38 kilometres south of Hobart on the Huon Highway. At the 2011 census, it had a population of 1,741. The first European settlers were William and Thomas Walton in 1840, but Huonville was not originally intended as a site for a town. Nearby Ranelagh was laid out to be known as the town of Victoria. But Huonville grew around the bridge crossing the Huon River and the hotels at the bridge. It was officially declared a town in 1891. Well, it looks like Vicky has found a friend, and I'm so glad that we live in a caravan because she would want one. Today, the Huon Valley is best known as one of Tasmania's primary apple growing areas, but this has declined steadily since the 1950s, and today cherries and fish farming are the rising commercial stars of the district. Franklin is a small township on the western side of the Huon River, between Huonville and Geeveston. At the 2011 census, Franklin had a population of just 337. First settled in 1836 and named after Sir John and Lady Franklin, who subdivided a large property there to settle families of modest means. Until the 1930s, Franklin was the major town in the Huon Valley. It was thriving with shipping that docked at its many jetties. Franklin boasted its own courthouse, several hotels, banks and a town hall. It even had its own hydroelectric power station driven by a local creek. But with the establishment of better roads and the growth of nearby Huonville, Franklin went into decline over the next few decades. However, it's recently had a resurgence as a popular tourist town and an influx of interstate sea changes. The Catella was built from Huon pine and New Zealand kauri in 1912 at Battery Point, Hobart, the same year as the Titanic, and operated continuously in Tasmania until 2014. The 108-year-old coastal steamer is likely the last of its kind in Australia and has been listed for sale online for $250,000. Established in 1991 by a couple, John and Ruth Young, who came across Franklin the same way the early settlers did. You can imagine they didn't come down by helicopter. They came.
of it upriver. Early settler time, we're talking 1835-36, when I say the governor, but it was really the governor's wife, Lady Jane Franklin, who took an interest in how, well, I suppose she's doing a bit of social experimentation and just decided to move what today we might call a group of miscreants down here to Franklin, into the Never Never, and see how they get on. You know, today's day and age, it's probably going to be a reality TV show. You know, they've got a bunch of petty crims down here, see how they can make out and form a town. They did form a town, a beautiful little town that we know as Franklin. And then follow me this way. This is our most popular course. This is Percy 10. She's a clinker-built dinghy. Do you know boats at all? A little bit? Yeah. Well, you'll know that clinker gives you this ribbed effect, okay? It's Scandinavian technology. It's made a bit weird because you make the skin before you make the frame, but I'm not going to tell the Vikings that they did their boats wrong. They'll probably give me a mouthful. You're quite right. So. This is hull number 1802. We've probably made another 20, 30, 40, 50 since then. It's around $16,000 to do the course. That gets you one-on-one tuition with our master boat builder and all the materials you need to build this boat.
Oh, and you take your boat home with you.
And you take your boat home with you. Or you pay about half that, get the tuition, we keep the boat and you go away and build your own garage.
It's not bad though.
It's not bad, is it? Especially when you think Huon pine is so rare and hard to get. It's a finite resource. Yeah, so that's that. This is what happens to hardwoods when you put them in the water. These Torino worms will come along and chomp through. They're basically a mouth with a big gut on the end. And they'll just chomp right through it and undermine the timber. They won't touch Huon pine and they won't touch Huonville pine. Okay, so they just it's the oils that the rifle stuff. All of these boats were built here between 96 and 2009. I like to refer to these as the Harley Davidsons of the sea, the sort of the midlife crisis boat. So, I've had enough, I'm emptying the bank account, you may see me again, you may not. You know, it's not just another version of grey nomading really, isn't it? This is what's called lofting. So we start with the plan here, and then scale up to full size. And mark out the curve of every piece of timber that you need for your boat on those white doors. Yeah, I get lost there.